Inter 1-1 Juventus. Player ratings as late Dybala penalty earns Old Lady a draw. Inter were pegged back by a late Paulo Dybala penalty as Juventus eked out a 1-1 draw at San Siro on Sunday evening. The hosts broke the deadlock of a tense and tight contest through a few slices of poor fortune on Juventus's behalf. Temporarily reduced to 10 men after Federico Bernardeschi picked up a knock during a void passage of play, while the assistant referee kept his flag down, Inter took full advantage. Stretching the 10-man Bianconeri with a switch of play that opened up space for Hakan Calhanoglu to take aim, the Turkey international had an effort fly onto the frame of the goal via a deflection off Manuel Locatelli, bouncing kindly into the path of Edin Dzeko, who duly converted in the 17th minute. In a first half of few clear-cut chances, Juve were keen to hit Inter on the break, but limited largely to causing any threat from set pieces as they started their counters from so deep. However, a disciplined and organized Inter certainly played their part in blunting the Bianconeri. Despite their poor defensive record this season, no Serie A clean sheet in 7 games, Inter seemed content to passively hold on to their 1-0 lead, ironically the exact scoreline by which Juve won their previous 4 matches, ceding possession and territory which only encouraged their visitors. Juventus unsurprisingly improved after the introduction of Paulo Dybala and Federico Chiesa on 65 minutes, yet were muzzled for much the match by an Nerazzurri leading up the best defensive system in Italy over the past 2 seasons. However, as the game meandered into the final 5 minutes, Juventus were handed a lifeline by VAR after Denzel Dumfries clumsily caught Alex Sandro in Inter's area. Dybala, whose forward thrust of a pass led to the challenge, coolly slotted an 89th-minute equalizer. Samir Handanovic, GK, 7/10, denied Alvaro Morata with an important stop, while the game was still goalless, but was scarcely tested otherwise. Milan Skriniar, CB, 7/10, gleefully and characteristically touch-tied at every given opportunity. Stefan de Vrij, CB, 7/10, shook off a knock to the shoulder of his own to direct proceedings from the anchor of Inter's backline smoothly. Alessandro Bastoni, CB, 6/10, comfortable, if not spectacular, on and off the ball. Matteo Darmian, RWB, 7/10, displayed the defensive edge he can boast over the new signing competing for his position, Dumfries. Nicolo Barella, CM, 7/10, bounding around the pitch like a puppy let off the lead, but funneling all his energy towards troubling Juve. Marcelo Brozovic, CM, 8/10, despite Juve's attempts to shadow him in Inter's build-up, his distinct bootprints littered all over everything Inter constructed. Hakan Calhanoglu, CM, 5/10, played a somewhat fortuitous role in the opener and wasn't heavily involved thereafter. Ivan Perisic, LWB, 7/10, tirelessly flying up and down the left flank with equal enthusiasm for attacking and, refreshingly, defending. Lautaro Martinez, Saint, 4/10, surprisingly subdued throughout. Edin Dzeko, Saint, 8/10, still in single digits for games played. Inter's new number 9 has already matched his scoring tally from the entirety of last season. Roberto Gagliardini, CM, 6/10. Denzel Dumfries, RWB, 2/10, coming on to give away a penalty certainly isn't the impact Simone Inzaghi was looking for. Alexis Sanchez, Saint, and Wojciech Szczesny, GK, 6/10, made a valiant but ultimately detrimental sprawling effort to stop Calhanoglu's hit, yet was left watching Dzeko nab the opener prone and out of his goal. Danilo, CB, 5/10, never looked entirely comfortable tucked inside from his normal fullback role, but made a crucial tackle on Dzeko late on. Leonardo Bonucci, CB, 6/10, keen to start Juve's attacks from the back. Bonucci's normally penetrative passing range wasn't as keenly felt tonight. Giorgio Chiellini, CB, 6/10, not tested as much as he may have anticipated when preparing for Serie A's top scorers. Juan Cuadrado, RWB, 6/10, one of Juve's brightest sparks as an outlet on the right, but restricted to largely speculative efforts. Weston McKennie, CM, 5/10, keen to jump out of the midfield line to close down the opposition, but so regularly bypassed. Manuel Locatelli, CM, 5/10, the former Milan Academy graduate didn't enjoy a particularly influential return to San Siro, trying to knit together the disparate cogs of a disjointed midfield and attack. Federico Bernardeschi, CM, NA, cruelly forced off with a shoulder injury after just 17 minutes that, had the assistant referee been a little more confident with their flag, may never have happened. Alex Sandro, LWB, 6/10, engineered the contact that led to Juve's late spot kick. Dejan Kulusevski, Saint, 4/10, dropping behind his strike partner. Kulusevski squandered a rare touch inside Inter's box by passing behind his teammate. Alvaro Morata, Saint, 5/10, aside from an early thump on target, struggled to cause Inter's backline many problems at all. Rodrigo Bentancur, cm. 6'10". Paulo Dybala, Saint, 7/10, injected an element of zip and thrust to a truly stodgy display. Federico Chiesa, rm. 5'10". Arthur, cm. Na. Caio Jorge, lm. Na.